Welcome to Cold Gas Spray. Soon, I will demonstrate the operating instructions for this machine with two containers. So, the machine is connected to compressed air. It is set to 6 bar. Next, we turn on the device using this button. We open the air supply. But before I open it and show how everything works, we open the air. Then choose which container we want to use. If we want the right one, we switch this button to the right and use this container. Here is the pressure valve, which must indicate that this container is selected, meaning to the right. If the left container is chosen, then the valve is switched to the left, and this button is also moved to the left. So, the powder will be dispensed from this container in this case or from that one in the other case. The rest of the operation is the same as in the previous device. Here is the heating function. Here is the temperature setting that suits us. And here is the powder feed rate from these containers. Step by step, we open the valve. We select the container. For example, this one, and use corundum. If we use corundum, the temperature function is turned off. We press the button or step on the foot pedal. And it indicates that the container is active. Similarly, if we use aluminum powder, we turn on the heating and use the aluminum powder. Please remember, at the end of each work session, we open the valve to cool down the heater. The temperature function is turned off, and it must operate like this for about 1 minute. Then we close it. Thank you. Now, a few words about the nozzles used in these devices. Recently, there have been two types of nozzles. One is slightly modified, it is larger, thicker. The other nozzle is specially expanded at the end to increase the powder dispersion range for application. Remember that at the end of each container, whether it is corundum or aluminum, when the aluminum runs out in the container, each time we rotate the tube by a few degrees. We loosen this valve, rotate it a few degrees, and then tighten the valve back. The same applies to this type of nozzle. Now I will demonstrate what happens if you do not rotate the nozzle or forget to do so. The effect is that it gets eroded. This will happen anyway, but if you forget, the effect will appear much sooner, and the nozzle will wear out faster. So, always remember to rotate the nozzle by a few degrees after finishing each container. Now I will show the difference in powder application with a standard nozzle and the expanded version. We will now demonstrate the difference in powder coverage. There is also a great option with the 3M mask, which covers the entire face. It is highly recommended because it prevents any particles from getting into your eyes, making it a very good choice. We select the valve, choose the left container. This one will be used. Corundum is loaded inside. In the case of broad powder dispersion, we switch to the nozzle with the wide opening. Now we are ready for the experiment. At this moment, we begin. This significantly speeds up sandblasting and the processing of larger surfaces. Here is what the surface looks like after sandblasting. Now, we will switch to the right container, which contains zinc, and we will demonstrate how zinc application looks with the wide nozzle. We can see that the powder spray is quite broad, which significantly speeds up the work when applying zinc or other materials. Thank you very much for your attention.